The 100 Best Australian Albums is a compendium of rock and pop albums of the past 50 years as compiled by music journalists Toby Creswell, Craig Mathieson and John O'Donnell. The book was published on October 25, 2010 by Hardie Grant Books. Sony Music has released a 5-CD compilation to support the book. According to O'Donnell, "It wouldn't be a good list if it didn't polarize people, and we hope that this list will. We also hope that it will get people sitting around comparing their favorites and discovering or rediscovering these great albums and others." Background. About the authors. Creswell wrote his first article on rock and roll for Nation Review in 1972. He subsequently wrote articles about all aspects of popular culture and music for Prahran, Billboard, Roadrunner and other national and international magazines and newspapers. He has worked for MTV and a variety of television programs as a writer and presenter. In 1985 he became editor of the Australian edition of Rolling Stone and 2 years later was in a partnership which took over the franchise. He continued to edit Rolling Stone until September 1992. He was a founding editor of Juice magazine. Mathieson is also a journalist, known for his work with Rolling Stone, Juice magazine, The Age and the Sydney Morning Herald, as well as for his book Hi-Fi Days, a biography of 3 leading Australian bands, Silverchair, Spiderbait and UMI. O'Donnell started out as a freelance writer, worked as music editor at Rolling Stone, before leaving to co-found and edit Juice magazine. In 1994 O'Donnell created the Murmur label for Sony Music Australia and went on to sign successful artists, including Silverchair, Ammonia, Jeeb Dyer, and Something for Kate. He later worked for Sony at the corporate level before leaving for EMI Australia in 2002. O'Donnell was the CEO of EMI in the Oceania region from 2002 until September 2008. O'Donnell is also active in a number of industry bodies such as ARIA and PPCA. Writing process. In July 2009, O'Donnell and some of his friends discussed their selections for the best Australian albums. He decided a book on the topic was required and contacted fellow journalists, Creswell and Mathieson, to pitch the idea to publishers, with Hardie Grant being chosen. Over the latter part of 2009, the trio revisited numerous albums. O'Donnell estimates he listened to 450 euro 500. After 4 months of trimming their lists, the authors divided up the descriptions of each entry according to personal experiences, with Mathieson focusing on post-1980s, Creswell on 1960s and 1970s and O'Donnell providing the overview. Albums. The list is as follows: Midnight Oila a Diesel and Dust, AC/DC a Back in Black, Crowded House a Woodface, Cold Chisla a Circus Animals, The Triffids a Born Sandy Devotional, The Issa Beats a The Best of the Issa Beats, Paul Kelly and the Coloured Girls a Gossip, UME a Hi-Fi Way, Skyhooks a Living in the 70s, The Avalanches a Since I Left You, INXS a Kick, The Go-Betweens a 16 Lovers Lane, Radio Birdmen a Radios Appear, Daddy Cool a Daddy Who? Daddy Cool, Richard Clapton a Goodbye Tiger, Bee Gees a Best of Bee Gees, The Birthday Party a Junkyard, Hunters and Collectors a Human Frailty, Sarah Blasco a As Day Follows Night, The Saints a Stranded, The Dranees a Gala Mill, Split Ends a True Colors, Midnight Oila a 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, Slim Dusty a The Very Best of Slim Dusty, Silverchair a Neon Ballroom, Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds a The Boatman's Call, Regurgitator a Unit, Hoodoo Gurasa a Stone-Eared Romeos, Empire of the Suna a Walking on a Dream, Jeffrey Gurmul Young Upinga a Gurmul, KZ Chambers a Barricades and Brickwells, Johnny Agarifi a The Wild One, The Church a Starfish, The Reels a Quasimodo's Dream, The Masters Apprentices a Masters Apprentices, Savage Gardena a Savage Garden, Sunny Boys a Sunny Boys, Kef Carmody and various artists a Cannot Buy My Soul, Something for Katia a Echalalia, Stephen Cummings a Lovetown, The Saints a Prehistoric Sounds, Australian Crawler The Boys Light Up, Powderfinger A. Euro Odyssey No. 5, Mental as Anything A Euro Cats and Dogs, Eddy Current Suppression Ring A Euro Rush to Relax, Models A Euro The Pleasure of Your Company, Augie March A Euro Moo, You Bloody Choir, The Missing Links A Euro The Missing Links, Ed Quepper A Euro Honey Steals Gold, AC/DC A Euro Highway to Hell, The Sports A Euro Don't Throw Stones, The Seekers A Euro Greatest Hits, Cold Chisla A Euro East, Underground Laverse A Euro Leaves Me Blind, UME A Euro Hourly, Daily, INXS A Euro The Swing, The Living End A Euro The Living End, Jimmy Barnes A Euro For the Working Class Man, Russell Maries A Euro Wings of an Eagle, Hoodoo Gurus A Euro Mars Needs Guitars. The Presets A Euro Apocalypso, The Dingoes Are A Euro The Dingoes, The Cruel Sigh A Euro The Honeymoon Is Over, The Angels A Euro Face to Face, The Hummingbirds A Euro Love Buzz, Paul Kelly and the Stormwater Boys A Euro Foggy Highway, China A Euro Toward the Blues, Dragon A Euro Ozamazi, Billy Thorpe and the Aztecs A Euro Aztecs Live at Sunbury, The Scientists A Euro Blood Red River, Crowded Hosea A Euro Temple of Low Men, Died Pretty A Euro Doughboy Hollow, Axioma A Euro Fool's Gold, Bob Evans A Euro Suburban Songbook, Dirty Three A Euro Ocean Songs, Rena Copyright Gaia A Euro Ready to Deal, The Church A Euro The Blurred Crusade, The Viennese A Euro Highly Evolved, John Farnham A Euro Whispering Jack, The Loved Anise A Euro Magic Box, The Sleepy Jacks Orna A Euro Lovers, Bliss and So A Euro Flying Colors, Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds A Euro Tender Prey, Tex, Don and Charlie A Euro Sad But True, Flowers A Euro Icehouse, Missy Higgins A Euro The Sound of White, The Go-Betweens A Euro Before Hollywood, Normie Rowe A Euro Ain't Necessarily So, Jeter A Euro Get Born. The Captain Matchbox Whoopie Band A Euro Smoke Dreams, Ben Lur A Euro Awake Is the New Sleep, Rose Tattoo A Euro Rose Tattoo, I'm Tal King A Euro Bear Witness, Zao A Euro Exasperations, Beaches A Euro Beaches, Baby Animals A Euro Baby Animals, Bernard Fanning A Euro Tea and Sympathy, Kylie Minogue A Euro Fever, Men at Work A Euro Business As Usual G. Wayne Thomas, Terry Hannigan, Tamam Shud, Brian Cadd, John J. Francis, Peter Owe A Euro Morning of the Earth, References, O'Donnell, John. Creswell, Toby. Mathieson, Craig. 100 Best Australian Albums. Prahran, Vic, Hardie Grant Books. ISBN A978-1-74066-955-9A.